How do you gear up to be an influencer? You don't really need to spend that much in terms of the camera, in terms of the smartphone, and in terms of a lot of the things that you need to be able to be successful at it. On the show today, we have correspondent for Gear Up and Unbox Tech expert, Jamie Inoshan. Hi, welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thanks for having me once again.
What features of a smartphone, what kind of smartphone do budding influencers need if they want to start their career in it?
So I like what your other guest said earlier, that they have to invest in gear and stuff like that to kind of improve what they show on their Instagram feed and stuff like that. But again, if you're just starting out, you don't really want to dole out that much money. So this is where like phones like the Honor 10 comes in. This is categorized as a light flagship or a budget flagship phone. So it retails for less than 25,000 pesos.
And it already has like flagship specific.
This is rocking like the latest processor from Huawei, because they were a sub-brand of Huawei before becoming independent. So it's a Kirin 970, which is again their latest, 4 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. So
for under 25,000.
Under 25,000. So you can take a lot of photos, again, videos with this thing. Of course, if you're an influencer, the one thing that you immediately think of when you hear that word is, of course, the very curated Instagram feed or sharing photos and stuff like that. So this is where the camera of this phone shines. Honor 10 has a 16 megapixel main camera and a 24 megapixel secondary camera. Or what's different about this phone is that the secondary camera is monochrome or black and white. This allows you to get better details shots, or if you're feeling like a little artsy-fartsy, black and white, really nice monochrome black and white shots. It has the color, it's called Aurora Blue. So in some, if it hits the light correctly,
either
it's
purple,
blue or
dark green, dark blue.
Yeah, dark blue. So it's again, Aurora Blue from the Northern Lights. That's where they took inspiration from it. A very eye-catching phone.
What about the front-facing camera?
The front-facing camera, I think, is a 24 megapixel camera. So it has AI. Of course, I really recommend to kind of adjust those kind of things to your preference. Trial and error. Again, if you're going to be an influencer, the thing that I do for Unbox, testing these phones, you really have to do a lot of trial and error to see how you can use your particular gear or your smartphone in this case to the fullest.
You mentioned earlier the role of AI in the phone. Maybe you can talk more about that one.
So it's kind of like a huge trend back in 2017 where like AI was the buzzword.
AI, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is just a phone.
This is just a phone. Again, from what we've been learning from your previous guests, it's really your content or what you want to convey and how you use it. What's more important is actually what you want to share and your authenticity of how you share.
But also on that is learning how to maximize the device itself, right? Learning how to figure out composition in photography. Learning how to really take really beautiful shots, either of yourself or of your subject, right? So it is a phone. It has a lot of really nice specifications when it comes to the processor, the lenses of the cameras, but at the end of the day, it's the user that will really dictate it, right? This is a souped-up, powerful phone for less than 25,000. I love the term, by the way, light flagship. But at the end of the day, if you don't know how to take shots, if you don't invest in yourself to be able to compose shots and to really come up with that great content, then it won't really matter.
Yeah, it won't matter. I mean, you have to learn. You have to invest in yourself. Again, you follow the people, the social media influencers nowadays. You see what they're doing. You can kind of try and emulate it at first. And then from there, build your own content. Parang see what works for you and what doesn't.
Is there still a reason or still there a need for people to upgrade from light flagships to full-blown flagships? And when would that point come?
This is a light flagship, less than 25,000. So they did have to make a few concessions to get to that price point. So you're not getting things like OIS or EIS for video or the camera. So you still have to bring a tripod with a selfie holder if you really want to get really steady shots while taking video. At that point where you feel like, okay, I really have to ramp up my game to take it to the next level, the only time I actually suggest that you start looking at flagship devices. If your day-to-day use mostly consists of just browsing through social media and maybe taking a couple of photos, a mid-range phone actually does the trick.
My advice if you're starting out is that you just buy a light flagship phone, and then the extra money that you have, let's say you save 15,000 pesos in the process, you invest it in a photography class, you invest it in a videography class, or you take up a digital marketing short course, because that actually will give you so much more value than buying the latest flagship device at 50,000, 60,000 pesos. And you invest more in yourself, and suddenly this smartphone becomes so much more of a powerful tool than just a way for you to play Mobile Legends. Yes. Right?
In that sense, though, again, if you want to take things digital, one of the things that I actually do on my spare time is I just go follow the people who you think na parang fits my style.
You want to emulate.
Yeah, and then take inspiration and then branch out on your own. What they did, and what actually most companies are doing, is put scene recognition within the phone. So this is like if you're taking a picture of food, it automatically recognizes that you're trying to take a food shot, and then it'll enhance the photo. Just to put in layman's terms, adding a filter to it already.
And on that note, always remember that you also need to invest in yourself. You don't really need to buy the most expensive flagship out there. What you can do is to buy a light flagship device, and the rest of the money you can use to educate yourself in photography, videography, and even digital marketing. The Honor 10 is now out in the market, and it currently sells for 23,990 pesos. If there's one thing we learned from this episode, it's this. If you want to succeed in the digital economy, you have to be a creator and not a consumer. It's not enough that you just take a look at your Facebook and Instagram. It's not enough that you just watch Netflix or you play Dota. At the end of the day, this age rewards people who create. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.